Yourself? BCom computers. Okay. For art students, it's okay. For students from science background or professional courses, you need to know certain things about this kind of examination. So first and foremost thing is, the main problem is about your language. So history demands a certain kind of language. For group 1 mains, it's a totally different ball game. For objective also, you need to know the exact meaning of the words. So every subject has its own language, its own jargon. In the same manner, history also has its own jargon and its own technical words. So simply by knowing that history is a simple humanity subject, some people might carried away by mistaken impression that it is very easy to learn history. History is very tough compared to science subjects. You must have already have an idea about the polity also. So typical language is there. For every subject of humanity also there is a separate language. So first you should try to learn that language. So how to learn that language? How to have command over that kind of language? So by going through standard textbooks. So for Indian history, you are supposed to go through NCERT books. So National Council of Educational Research and Training. So NCERT books, that too, old NCERT books are there. So Ancient India by rs. Sharma. Medieval India by Satish Chandra. Modern India by Bipin Chandra. Apart from these 3 books, you should also go through academy books, Telugu Academy, English medium books, either intermediate or BA books, BA textbooks, first year or second year, Indian history. For Telangana history also, separate books were issued by Telugu Academy, History of Telangana History and Culture. Even for Telangana movement and state formation also, there is an exhaustive book released by Telugu Academy. That is a very, very standard book. So these are the first important books that you should immediately purchase and try to go through. Now, whenever you go through that book, always keep a dictionary beside you. Of course, you can have your dictionary in the phone itself. Try to learn all the meanings. So because language is very, very important. For example, Samakka Saraka festival is a biennial festival or biennial festival. So yesterday, the group 1 examination, some of you must have heard about the toughness of the examination. So the standard was almost on par with civil service examination. So you are supposed to go through all the statements, all the information. So whether Samakka Saraka festival is a biennial festival or biennial festival. Biennial means it will be conducted twice a year, that is biennial. Biennial means it will be conducted for once for 2 years. So Samakka Saraka festival is conducted. It is a biennial festival, not a biannual festival. If you don't have the clarity of the meaning, you will be miscarried by the meaning of the question. There is every chance that you are going to put it wrong. So language is very, very important. So for that only you have to go through the standard textbooks. After that you can purchase any popular books in the market. There are so many books. No problem, you can purchase all those books also. But these are the first and fundamental books that you should purchase and go through. So Ancient India by rs. Sharma, Satish Chandra and Bipin Chandra. This is about Indian history. And apart from these 3 books, Telugu Academy books. First you go through the intermediate books. Then graduate to BA books, BA first year and second year books. Intermediate English medium books. Then BA first year and second year books. And after that, we have this sixth paper, Telangana movement and state formation. So this is actually not proper history also. This could be mostly termed as a contemporary history. So the problem is, the roots are there, but still mostly it is post-independent problem. So Telangana movement and state formation. This is an important area, which is very, very scoring also. But the problem is, this is not yet properly documented. Research is still going on. There are few books on this topic or on this particular subject. So there is a popular book which was penned by V. Prakash Garu. So it is there in Telugu and in English medium also. The problem with English medium is translation is not up to mark. Telugu medium is okay. Telugu medium book is okay. He himself wrote that book, that is good. But English medium book, it was translated by a bunch of people. So there are certain problems in English medium book. So Telangana movement and state formation. So we have 15 chapters. So very, very exhaustive syllabus is there. So in today's class, let us have a bird's eye view of those 15 chapters, what we are going to learn in the course of our lectures. So what is exactly Telangana movement and state formation, and what are the areas that should be covered, that we will discuss. If you go through the group 1 prelims examination that was conducted yesterday, you must keep one important point in mind, that the examinations are going to be very, very tough in future also. So not just purchasing an objective type guide and mugging or cramming all that bits, that is not enough. The days have changed. So the examiner is expecting high standard from the aspirants, almost on par with civil services. సార్ క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను సార్, మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను. So Telangana movement and state formation. You have the syllabus copy with you. So what is Telangana? What is the historical background of Telangana? What is the need for the demand for separate state of Telangana? What is the basis for identity of Telangana? What is Telangana exactly? What do you understand by the word Telangana? What is Telangana?
Separate states.
Okay, separate state is okay. What do you understand by the word Telangana?
Telugu language speaking.
Telugu, you can answer while sitting. Telugu speaking area. Telugu speaking areas are there in Rayalaseema and coastal Andhra also. Why this particular area is known as Telangana? Due to the so Telangana historically, the whole Telugu speaking area was identified as Telangana by medieval times. So if you go through the chronicles of Amir Khusro and other medieval historians, we get the impression that the entire Telugu speaking area is roughly known as Telangana. But by the modern times, slowly, the part of Telangana area which is identified as separate Telangana state is being identified as Telangana, while coastal area and Rayalaseema was identified as part of British India. So especially after 1768 and 1788 and 1800, these are the important dates. By 1788, entire coastal Andhra or the so-called northern sarkars were given to the British by the third Nizam, that is Nizam Ali Khan. In 1800, ceded districts were given to the British. So by the beginning of the 19th century, coastal and Rayalaseema areas were completely cut off from the Telangana area politically. From then onwards, this particular area came to be treated as Telangana. So the word Telangana became hugely popular in modern times. So in an erstwhile Nizam state, there are three linguistic groups or three linguistic areas. One is Maharashtra area is there, Kannada speaking area is there, Telugu speaking area is also there. This particular Telugu speaking area came to be known as Telangana. In modern times, it was there since medieval times, but meaning was totally different. In medieval times, the meaning was totally different. So what was the historical background of Telangana? Why the need for Telangana state? In 1956, most of the modern Indian states were formed on the basis of language, the so-called linguistic provinces. So Andhra Pradesh was also formed in 1956 as a linguistic province. Why the need for the splitting of Andhra Pradesh state and the forming of a separate state of Telangana? What was the main need? You must have already have some particular idea about the main thing is about the discrimination suffered by the people of this particular area in all fields, from agriculture to education to industry to culture. In every area, Telangana people were completely discriminated against by the ruling classes of Coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema. Most of the chief ministers hailed from Coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema, and the local people were completely discriminated against. So that was the main basis for the movement for separate Telangana state. So what was the historical background for Telangana? Since ancient times, Telangana had a rich historical legacy compared to other Telugu areas. If you go through any AP history books before the formation of Telangana state, you get an impression that Central Andhra had been the center of the political history of Telugu speaking areas. So that was how the AP history was manipulated and compiled by the historians from Andhra area. Most famous historians from Andhra area, be it Malampalli Somasekhar Sharma or BSL Hanumantrao, these are the authorities on AP history until yesterday. These people have written AP history in such a manner that they are giving an impression that most important developments took place in Andhra area only. Telangana was not given its proper due in the history of Andhra Pradesh. History writing itself was highly discriminative and highly defective. Telangana was completely discriminated against in historiography also. Telangana was not given its place of pride. It was not given its legitimate place in the annals of the history of Andhra Pradesh, which was compiled by the historians of Coastal Andhra like Malampalli Somasekhar Sharma or BSL Hanumantrao. So they are the standard historians, respected by everyone among the community of historians. But still, these people were also suffered from the disease of discrimination. They did not respect Telangana history and culture. That's why there was a felt need that Telangana state should be separately created. Telangana area should be created separately into a political state apart from other Telugu speaking. That was the main reason. If you take the ancient history, even before Christ, by 6th century BC itself, in 6th century BC, there were 16 Mahajanapadas. In 6th century BC, there were 16 Mahajanapadas. What is a Mahajanapada? Janapada means a small kingdom. Jana means people. Janapada means territory resided by people or occupied by people. That is Janapada. Mahajanapada means a little bigger kingdom. That is Mahajanapadam. There are 16 Mahajanapadas in 6th century BC in Indian history, which was given as an important list in so many Buddhist texts like Sutta Nipata. Sutta Nipata was an important ancient Buddhist text which was giving the list of the 16 Mahajanapadas. If you go through the list of the 16 Mahajanapadas, so most of the Mahajanapadas are in North India and some of them are in Northwestern India. Anga, Magadha, Kasi, Kosala, Vajjimalla, Chedi, Vassa, Kuru, Panchala, Matsya, Sorasena, Asmaka, Avanti. So there is a Mahajanapada called Asaka or Asmaka. So that was the only Mahajanapada that was there in Dakkan. There was no Mahajanapada in deep south. So 15 Mahajanapadas are in central India, northern India and northwestern India or western India. There was only one Mahajanapada in Dakkan, that is Asmaka or Asaka. So there were different theories regarding the meaning of the word Asaka or Asmaka. We'll come to the topic again. So this Asaka or Asmaka Mahajanapada is roughly corresponds to our modern North Telangana. To be specific, Nizamabad area, old Nizamabad district. Roughly it corresponds to northern Telangana, Asaka or Asmaka. So its capital is Paudhanyapuram. This Paudhanyapuram is identified as modern Bodhan in Nizamabad district. So Telangana had a very ancient political identity. There is no Mahajanapada in Vijayawada or Visakhapatnam area or Rayalaseema area. They were having a kind of obscure place in Indian history compared to Telangana area. By 6th century BC, this area was asserting its political identity. One Mahajanapada was there in northern Telangana. There was no Mahajanapada in Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Andhra area. So that was the legacy of Telangana area. That was the historical roots of Telangana area. But it is a historical tragedy that Telangana was fighting to assert itself in modern times for its political identity. That was how Telangana was discriminated against by the rulers of Simandra area. Telangana had a rich ancient history. So compared to other areas of South India also, Telangana was far ahead in terms of political identity. By 6th century BC itself, it was being identified as a Mahajanapada. Asaka Janapada was there in northern Telangana. Even before the emergence of the Satavahanas, we come across certain coins at a place called Kotilingala. Kotilingala is situated in Karimnagar district. Kotilingala was the first political seat of authority of the Satavahanas. Even before the emergence of Satavahanas, we come across certain coins at Kotilingala which bear the names of certain chiefs like Gobada, Naraya, Kamavayasa, Sirivayasa. These are the names of the small rulers or chiefs that are found on the coins that are found at Kotilingala. These people are the pre-Satavahana chiefs. Even before the emergence of Satavahanas, we have political history of Telangana which could be traced to the coins that are found at Kotilingala. Kotilingala coins bear the names of chiefs like Gobada, Naraya, Kamavayasa, Sirivayasa. So these are the earliest rulers of Telangana or the Telugu speaking area. We do not come across such names in Andhra and Rayalaseema. So after the emergence of Satavahanas only, Andhra area comes into its own. Even the history of Satavahanas was also not properly documented by the Simandra rulers. They tried to highlight the importance of the Andhra area only with regard to the Telangana, the Satavahanas history also. So Kotilingala was the first place of importance. It was the first seat of authority of the Satavahanas. Who was the founder of Satavahana dynasty? Who was the founder of Satavahana dynasty? Simuka was the founder of Satavahana dynasty. Srimukha or Srimukha. So Satavahanas, what was the official language of the Satavahanas? What is the official language of Satavahanas? That was Prakrit. So all the inscriptions of Satavahanas are written in Prakrit language in Brahmi script. So that was one of the oldest scripts used by Indians. Brahmi script is also known as the mother of Indian scripts. Most of the Indian scripts are derivatives of Brahmi script only. So all the inscriptions are written in Prakrit language and Brahmi script. So in all the inscriptions and coins we come across the name of Simukha. So this is the original word. Srimukha is a Sanskritized word created by the modern historians. That was not there. Simukha was the original name. Simukha or Chimukha was the original name because that was Prakrit. So Simukha's coins are found at Kotilingala. Kotilingala, that means Kotilingala was the initial point of political authority of the Satavahanas. So the first political dynasty of Telugu speaking areas, the first political dynasty of the Telugus, they started their political journey from Telangana only. And Telangana people, the Satavahanas were succeeded by whom? Ikshvakus. So what was the place of origin of Ikshvakus? Again Nagarjunakonda, that is in Telangana. Ikshvakus were succeeded by Vishnukundins. Vishnukundins ruled in Nalgonda district only. That was the original place of authority of Vishnukundins. Later they spread to Vijayawada, Vinkonda and other areas also. But their initial point of authority is in Telangana only. If you go to Kesargutta, you come across numerous signs of Vishnukundins at Kesargutta. That was an important place during the time of Vishnukundins. So Vishnukundins also hailed from Telangana only. So these are the important dynasties of ancient times. In medieval times, what was the most important dynasty? Kakatiyas. That was the important dynasty that combined all the Telugu speaking areas into one political entity called Kakatiya kingdom. After Satavahanas, Kakatiyas are the important ruling dynasty that combined the entire Telugu speaking areas. Orugalu is known as Andhra Nagari. It was known as Andhra Nagari. That is the capital of the Telugus. Not Amravati, not some other place like Vengi. Those places never enjoyed that kind of prestige. Orugalu enjoyed that kind of status. It was being hailed as the Andhra Nagari, as the capital of the Andhras, capital of the Telugus. So Kakatiyas was the most important dynasty of the medieval times that unified all the Telugu speaking areas under one umbrella. Their main political authority, what was the center of the authority of the Kakatiyas? What was the capital of the Kakatiyas? Telangana only, Orugalu only. And next important dynasty was Qutub Shahis. What was the capital of Qutub Shahis? It was not Amravati, it was not Vengi, or it was not some other place in Rayalaseema. It was in Telangana only, that is Golconda. Golconda was the capital of Qutub Shahis. Qutub Shahis ruled entire Telugu speaking areas. So what is the typical dance form patronized by the or developed by the Telugu people? That is Kuchipudi. Bharatanatyam is developed by Tamils. Kathakali is developed by Malayalis. Kathak is developed by North Indians. So we have different dance forms in different areas of India. Kuchipudi is identified as a typical Telugu dance. So Kuchipudi is basically named after a place in Krishna district. There is a small village called Kuchipudi. Here certain Brahmin families, they used to perform episodes from Bhagavatam. That's why these people are known as Bhagavatas. These people are known as Bhagavatas because they perform certain episodes from Bhagavatam. So this is a kind of dramatic dance form which came to be known as Kuchipudi. So Kuchipudi Bhagavatas were almost on the verge of extinction. By 16th century itself, they were not in a position to sustain themselves. So fortunately, one night, the last Qutub Shahi ruler, who was the last Qutub Shahi ruler? Abul Hasan Tanasha. He happened to view the performance of Kuchipudi Bhagavatas in Krishna district tour. Luckily, he visited that place and he came to know about the financial problems of Bhagavatas of Kuchipudi, and he immediately donated the village of Kuchipudi for the benefit of the Bhagavatas of Kuchipudi. Because of that liberal donation or generosity of Tanasha only, Kuchipudi survived through times and still we are able to view Kuchipudi performance because of the generosity of Tanasha only. Tanasha was from, what was the capital of Tanasha? Tanasha was from Telangana only. He ruled from Golconda only. And later Asaf Jahis, until the beginning of 19th century, Asaf Jahis also ruled over the entire Telugu speaking areas. So all the Telugu histories, most important dynasties in the Telugu history, they ruled Telugu speaking areas from Telangana only, not from Central Andhra or Northern Andhra or South Andhra. They ruled from Telangana only. From Telangana only, they ruled different Telugu speaking areas. So Telangana was the political hub of the activity throughout history. But what these modern historians did? They tried to neglect Telangana history. They tried to downplay the importance of Telangana in the AP history. So Telangana had been the center of the Telugus throughout history, but these people did not give its due. That's why there is a felt need that Telangana history should be rewritten, keeping all these things in view, highlighting the neglected chapters of Telangana history. So that was why the topic is given as the first topic in your syllabus. You should understand the historical background of Telangana to understand the need for the demand for separate Telangana. So historically speaking, Telangana had a long political history compared to other Telugu speaking areas. It had been the center of political activity of the Telugus. Only in 18th century, Telangana area was cut off from. In 1766 or 68, Nizam Ali Khan, he gave northern sarkars to the British. What is this northern sarkars? What is a sarkar? Sarkar is a term related to Mughal administration. So Mughals divided their kingdom into subas. So subas are the states or provinces, which in turn got subdivided into sarkars. Sarkars are somehow corresponds to modern districts. So that is a Mughal word, sarkar. Sarkar is nothing but district. So northern sarkars, starting from Srikakulam to Guntur. In those days there was no Prakasam. Even until 1960s there was no Prakasam district. So from Srikakulam to Guntur district was known as northern sarkars. These areas were also part and parcel of the territory of the Asafjahi kingdom. So the third Nizam, Nizam Ali Khan, gave these territories to the British due to certain financial reasons. He was facing financial problems. He was not able to properly pay the salaries to the army also. There was a revolt from the army also. So in that particular psychologically weak movement, he was ready to give these areas to the British in lieu of certain cash. So these northern sarkars, except Guntur district, was given to the British in 1768. Guntur was also given in 1788. In 1800, this fellow gave off the so-called ceded district to the British. What are the ceded districts? What are the ceded districts? Anantapuram, Kadapa, Kurnool and Bellary, not Chittoor. Chittoor was never part of Rayalaseema. Strictly speaking, Chittoor is basically a Tamil area. It was never part of Telugu history. Up to Nellore only it was treated as coastal Andhra. The ceded districts means Anantapuram, Kadapa, Kurnool and Bellary. So these four areas actually they were acquired by the Nizam due to the Anglo-Mysore wars. So British waged so many battles with the rulers of Mysore like Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. In those battles, Nizams helped the cause of the British, and as a result, Nizams benefited by getting certain areas from the Mysore kingdoms. These were the areas that were given to the Nizam due to the Anglo-Mysore wars. So these areas were actually acquired by the Nizams due to the Anglo-Mysore wars. But in 1798, Nizam Ali Khan, he signed subsidiary alliance treaty with the British. What is a subsidiary alliance system? Subsidiary alliance. What is subsidiary alliance? Matrababu, Chepu. What is subsidiary alliance? Subsidiary alliance was a system that was devised by one particular person called Wellesley. So what is subsidiary alliance? Under subsidiary alliance system, British will provide military assistance to the native rulers. The defense requirements of the local rulers will be taken care of by the British. So for that, the local ruler has to give certain amount to the British. It was a kind of military service offered by the British to the native rulers. The clauses of the subsidiary alliance also includes that the local ruler should slowly disband his army and we will be completely dependent on the British for sake of military support. So militarily speaking, the local ruler will completely get weakened and he will be at the mercy of the British for sake of his defense. That was the very essence of the subsidiary alliance system. This fellow Nizam Ali Khan was the first Indian ruler to sign subsidiary alliance treaty with the British. In entire India, he was the first ruler to sign the subsidiary alliance in 1798. So British entered Hyderabad state and British residents are the representatives of the British. They began to interfere into the internal affairs of the administration and slowly the history was completely twisted in favor of the British. That is a different thing. So because of the subsidiary alliance system, Nizam fell in arrears because subsidiary alliance was very, very costly. He has to regularly give money to the British for the maintenance of the British army. By 1800 itself, he fell in huge arrears. For sake of these arrears, he was ready to give these areas to the British. Ceded means giving off. That's why the Telugu in these are known as Datta Mandalalu and Ichiveyavaddayi. Ceded, completely ceded to the British. Anantapuram, Kadapa, Kurnool and Bellary. So by 1788 itself, the entire coastal Andhra was under the British. By 1800, Rayalaseema was also given to the British. So by the beginning of 19th century, Telugu speaking areas got politically divided because of the act of the third Nizam, that is Nizam Ali Khan. So from that time onwards, Telangana was politically cut off from the coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema areas. Because of that particular historical development only, Telangana developed in its own unique way, developed its own unique culture. Because of the rule of Asabjahis and Qutub Shahis, Telangana language was completely influenced by the ruling classes language, that is Persian and later Urdu. In 1884, Urdu was made as the official language of the state of Hyderabad. Before that, Persian was the official language. So because of these historical developments, Telangana Telugu was completely influenced by Persian and Urdu. And Hyderabad state was also having people from different linguistic groups, like there are Marathi speaking people are also there. These people are also dominating in Hyderabad state. Because of various reasons, so many North Indians also arrived in Hyderabad as settlers. If you go to old city, we still come across so many North Indians. If you go to any street corner, you come across a Pani Puri cart. That Pani Puri cart was basically owned by certain Marwadi people from North India only. So everywhere they are there. They claim that they immigrated into Hyderabad with the first Nizam, that is Nizam ul Mulk itself. They claim that. So because of various reasons, so many people settled in Hyderabad, and because of that, Telangana language was influenced by so many other languages. Because of the rulers, Persian and Urdu influenced Telangana language. So Qutub Shahis, they ruled for more than 175 years. From 1518 to 1687 somewhere. After Asabjahis from 1724 to 1948. So Muslim rulers ruled Telangana area, and that too they have their own languages, Persian and Urdu. Because of that only Telangana Telugu was completely influenced by Persian and Urdu languages. So it was completely dominated by these two languages. That's why Telangana dialect was totally different from coastal dialects or Rayalaseema dialect. If you go through Telangana language, they use all kinds of Persian and Urdu words as simple Telugu language only. It became part of Telangana language. Pareshan, Davakana. You come across numerous words, Rasta. Everything is Persian and Urdu. For the past 60 years, because of the dynamics of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana language was also corrupted, and now people are also using English words. But earlier, if you go to the interior, people still use these Persian and Urdu words. So Davakana, now it became a kind of backward word because of these cultural dynamics. Now we are using hospital. But if you go to rural areas and slums, they use Davakana only. Davakana. Now we claim ourselves as cultured and modernized and we use hospital. But If you go to rural areas, they use Davakana only. Davakana, Pareshan. And the most popular word, Pori, Poradu. What is this Pori, Poradu? It is not Telugu. It is not even Persian Urdu. It is Marathi. So Marathas settled in Telangana area. They lived here for more than 2 centuries or more. Because of that, it became a very, very important word. So many important words percolated into Telangana language. Best example is Pori. Pori is a Marathi word. You do not come across Pori in Rayalaseema or coastal. This is the typical unique Telangana culture. Telangana Telugu is totally different from other areas Telugu. So this is because of historical and cultural reasons. Telangana dialect had its own unique features. Apart from the dominance of Persian and Urdu languages, Telangana dialect also had old Telugu words, or the so-called chaste Telugu words, Shuddha Telugu. So because of these things only, Telangana language is completely different from language of Guntur or Srikakulam or Rayalaseema. But these people, Andhra people, they begin to ridicule Telangana language. One critic wrote that there were no Telugu poets in Telangana. Nizam Rajyamlo Kavulu Pujyamu and రాశాడు ఒక ఆయన. Pujyamu means nil. There are no Telugu poets. That was all historical lies. They were shamelessly propagating these kind of lies. Telangana people had their own language. Maybe their language was totally different from the language of Guntur people or Vizag people. They have their own Telugu language. Their Telugu language was dominated by obviously Persian and Urdu words, no doubt about it. But still they have certain old Telugu words. Best example is Mugilu. We have that artist called Mugiliya. What is this Mugilu? We come across this word only in Telangana, rural areas only. Mugilu means cloud. This is a old Telugu word. Mugilu, cloud. That's why Telangana people are basically, this area is basically always in scarcity of proper rainfall. They were always praying for rain. Because of so many other reasons also, people used to name their kids after clouds. So Mugilu is a very, very pure Telugu word, old Telugu word that is not found in Rayalaseema language or coastal dialect, but is still there in Telangana dialect. We come across so many beautiful Telugu words in Telangana Telugu only. Godpu. గద్దర్ గారి పాట వినుంటారు కదా మీరు, సిరిమల్ల చెట్టు కింద లచ్చమమ్మ పాట. అందులో ఆయన ఏమంటాడు, గాడ్పు వచ్చి గుడిసెగిరిపోయింది అంటాడు. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ గాడ్పు? విండ్, గాలి, గాలి వచ్చి గుడిసె. గాడ్పు ఇస్ ఎ ప్యూర్ chaste Telugu word that is used by the masses of Telangana. Gaddar uses very, very people friendly language, folk language. He won't go for Sanskrit words. So because Godpu is a very, very simple term used by simple folks of Telangana, used that word in his lyric. So Godpu is a beautiful Telugu word that is nowhere found in Andhra dialect or Rayalaseema dialect. So Telangana dialect, though it was influenced by Persian and Urdu, it still could boast of pure Telugu. That's why C. Narayan Reddy wrote a beautiful article. మా ఊరు మాట్లాడింది అని ఒక బుక్కే రాశాడు. అందులో అసలు అచ్చ తెలుగు పదాలు ఎన్నున్నాయి తెలంగాణలో అని చెప్పి ఆయన రాశాడు. సో ఇంత కల్చరల్ రిచ్నెస్ తెలంగాణలో. బట్ సింప్లీ దే ఆర్ రైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ తెలంగాణ లాంగ్వేజ్ యాజ్ ఎ ఇన్ఫీరియర్ తెలుగు. దేర్స్ ఈజ్ ఎ సుపీరియర్ తెలుగు. వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ సుపీరియర్ తెలుగు? దేర్ తెలుగు వాజ్ ఆల్సో కంప్లీట్లీ కరప్టెడ్ బై ఇంగ్లీష్ అండ్ సాంస్క్రిట్. దేర్ తెలుగు ఈజ్ నాట్ తెలుగు. They speak Sanskrit and they would ask us to believe that that was proper Telugu. That was not Telugu, that was Sanskrit. Annam is not a Telugu word. Annam is a Sanskrit word. Annam Parabrahma Swarupam. It is a Sanskrit saying. Annam is not Telugu, it is Sanskrit. But they feel that Annam is Telugu word, but you people are using Bova or Kudu. This is a very inferior Telugu. But Annam is not Telugu. Annam is Sanskrit. Bova or Kudu is Telugu, pure Telugu. But they were perpetrating this, propagating this kind of historical lies, and they were claiming that they are culturally superior, their language was superior compared to Telangana language. And if you go to any coastal area, most of the words they use English words only. Road, pen, hospital. Even directions, or we lost the words for directions also. North, south we have words. Uttaram and Dakshinam. West, Padamara, East, Turpu. Okay, Turpu, Padamara are Telugu words. Uttaram, Dakshinam are not Telugu words. They are Sanskrit. What are the Telugu words for north and south? In Tamil and Malayalam, they have particular words for north and south. In Telugu, because these people completely carried away by the Sanskritic culture, they killed Telugu words also. That's why Dikkulu kuda lenu Dikkumalina bhasha antaru Telugu. Dikkulu kuda levu, Uttaram Dakshinam levu. వాళ్ళకెళ్ళండి, వాళ్ళు వడగం అంటారు నార్త్ని, వేంగడం అంటారు, రకరకాల వర్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి వాళ్ళకి నార్త్కి, మనకి లేవు. ఉత్తరం ఈజ్ Sanskrit word. So because of this predominance of Sanskrit on Telugu was being killed. But Telangana Telugu, it preserved so many Telugu words because it was completely cut off from other areas. And their Telugu was also completely dominated by Sanskrit and English. Theirs is not also proper Telugu, but they claim that theirs is the original Telugu, pure Telugu and superior Telugu. So this is basically kind of disease called discriminating attitude. Because of this attitude only, Telangana movement was started by the Telangana intellectuals. So there were so many other reasons for this development of unique culture of Telangana. Because of political reasons, so Telangana was cut off from other areas. Geographical divisions were also there. River Krishna and Godavari, they were cutting off Telangana from other areas. If you go to Andhra area, you have to cross either Krishna or Godavari to enter into Andhra area. If you want to go to Mahbub Nagar, from Mahbub Nagar to Kurnool, you have to cross Krishna. If you want to enter Palnadu area, you have to cross Krishna. If you have to enter Vijayawada, you have to cross Krishna. If you want to enter Godavari area, you have to cross Godavari. So these two rivers cut off Telangana area from coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema. So geographical reasons are also there. There are sound basis for this particular demand called separate Telangana. So because of all these reasons only, Telangana developed its own unique culture. So if you take the cases of festivals, so Telangana had its own unique festivals, Batukamma and Bonalu. We do not come across Batukamma and Bonalu in Guntur or Kurnool. These are typical unique Telangana festivals. There are other Telugu festivals that were shared by the entire Telugu people. Sankranti, Dasara, Deepavali, Ugadi. Ugadi is a typical festival that was shared by the entire Telugu speaking people. But Batukamma and Bonalu, they are very, very unique and special to Telangana people. So Batukamma is known as the so-called festival of nature or tank festival. We do not come across Batukamma or that kind of festival in Andhra area, Rayalaseema area. And Bonalu, Dasara is okay, but Bonalu is not found in Andhra and Rayalaseema areas. So because of these things only, Telangana had got its own unique culture. So Batukamma and Bonalu were never honored by the state of Andhra Pradesh before 2014. They never respected Batukamma and Bonalu. In Telugu cinema also we come across only Sankranti, Sankranti, Uranta Sankranti, Venkatesh and all these people will dance to stupid songs. But there is no Batukamma and Bonalu in those Telugu films. Only very, very rarely we come across Batukamma or Bonalu in Telugu films. So of the 75 histories of Telugu cinema, only 1 or 2 films mention Batukamma. One entire film of 1960s. In that film, Sharda sings a song related to Batukamma. Apart from that, we do not come across any songs related to Batukamma or Bonalu in Telugu. This thing. But always they celebrate, they highlight this. Because of this discrimination only, negligence only, we have to demand for separate Telangana state. And Telangana had its own unique culture related to festivals. We have Muharram. Muharram is celebrated as Pirla Pandaga in interior Telangana. Muharram is basically a Shia festival. So who are Shias and who are Sunnis? Within the Islam, we come across different communities. So majority of the Muslims across the globe are Sunnis. And there is another group called Shias. This is about, these sects came about the dispute related to the office of Khalifa. So that is part of history. In Hyderabad, we have significant presence of Shia culture. So Qutub Shahis, they were basically Shias. They came from Persia or the modern Iran. Qutub Shahis are basically Shias. So Muharram is most important festival of Shias. Sunnis also celebrate Muharram, that's a different thing, but it is mainly celebrated by the Shias. Because of the Shia rule or the Qutub Shahi rule, Muharram became hugely popular in Telangana area, and Telangana people used to celebrate Muharram as Pirla Pandaga. They owned it, they gave it their own name. It is known as Pirla Pandaga in Telugu. So many Telugu songs are compiled on the eve of Muharram. Hundreds of Muharram songs are there in Telugu, in Telangana Telugu. They owned that culture. So this Pirla Pandaga, so this is very popular in Telangana area only. Of course, that was there in other areas also, but which was mainly popular in Telangana area. So because of so many things, Telangana had got its own unique cultural identity. This unique cultural identity was completely suppressed by the rulers of Simandra. So because this Andhra Rayalaseema was under the British, Telangana area was under the Subsidiaries in modern times, especially from 1800 to 1947 or 48. This 150 years, there was no relation between Telangana and Andhra area. Because of this 150 years of separation, there was no emotional bonding between Andhra area and Telangana area. Andhra and Rayalaseema developed in its own fashion and Telangana developed its own fashion. Because of the British rule, Andhra and Rayalaseema areas became completely modernized. They experienced social reform movements. Kandukuri Veereslingam, Raghupati Venkatratnam and so many people. Brahma Samaj is there, Arya Samaj is there, Theosophical movement is there, so many other movements are there. Because of all these things, they were completely modernized. So they were completely bred in English educated fashion. They were completely influenced by the British education system. And because of all these things, they were influenced by capitalist ethos. But Telangana was lagging behind because of, it was under a native prince or a princely ruler called Nizam. It was a princely kingdom. It was completely different from British India. Princely India was lagging behind British India in so many aspects. Because of these things, Telangana stuck up in feudal setup. Features of medievalism were there. Whereas Andhra and Rayalaseema were completely modernized and exposed to the waves of modern ideas and were completely influenced by the English education system, and they were exposed to the capitalist ideas. Telangana was stuck up in medieval times because of the Asafjahi rule. So what is this medievalism? In medievalism, loyalty is very, very important. So because of this feudal culture, here we have this feudal culture. Doras are there. Deshpandes, Deshmukhs, Patels, Patwaris. Even today, in certain areas, that culture is still there. Of course, most of it is no more. Until 1980s, it was there. Very strongly, it was there in northern Telangana. So, there were so many particular features of feudal exploitation which was very unique to Telangana. Telangana was having certain exploitative features like Beggar, Bagela, Nagu, Najrana, Adapapa, Jogini, Basivini. These are very, very unique to Telangana. They are not there in Telangana, Andhra and Rayalaseema. What is Beggar? Beggar is forced labor. In Telugu we call it as vetti. Vetti Chakri. Vetti Chakri was basically a feature that developed during the Gupta times. In Gupta times, it is known as Vishti. This Vishti, in due course of time, became Vetti. In Telangana, it is known as Beggar. So, what is this beggar? Forced labor. You have to perform certain services free of cost to the Doras. So, Chakli should wash the clothes of the family members of the Doras without charging any fee. Kumaris are supposed to supply all kinds of pots and vessels free of cost for all kinds of occasions. So, all community people has to offer free service to the Doras, that is forced labor. It was not free, it was not charged. That's why it is known as beggar or vetti. So these Doras used to stay in separate buildings which came to be known as gadis. In rural areas, rich people used to stay in gadis. In urban areas, we come across devidis. In old city, we still come across a devidi. Devidi means a palatial building which used to be owned by or occupied by members of nobility. So in rural areas you come across gadis. So most of these Doras are Reddis and Velmas. They used to stay in gadis and they used to command and demand so many things as a matter of right. They have a sense of entitlement to the society. Everyone is supposed to render all kinds of services free of cost. From dawn to dusk, hundreds of people used to stand in queues at the gates of these gadis for their turn. So one member from each family should be present at the gate of the gadi. You should render some service and then only he will be released from that queue. Apart from all these caste people rendering all kinds of free services, general public from all communities from the village are supposed to send at least one member from each family to the gates of the gadis. They would be waiting in queues entire day, doing nothing, just for the call of the Dorsani or Dora for certain act, for certain service. They are expected to stay in queue. They might call you or not, but suddenly they will come. Where is this fellow? This Srinu from this family is not there. No one is there from this family. Call that fellow, and they will avoid certain kind of punishment. So they were compelled to waste their time at the gates of the gadis. So that was the severity of this cruel practice called beggar. What is bagela? Bagela is bonded labor. What is this bonded labor? Bonded labor is related to the phenomenon of rural indebtedness. In rural areas, there were no credit facilities in those days. Until the nationalization of banks that was carried out by Indira Gandhi, the situation was the same. Now, of course, we are reversing the history, we are privatizing, that is a different thing, and we are celebrating it. That's a different thing. But before that, that was the situation, there was no proper credit facilities. And these people used to depend on these Doras for sake of small expenses also. So Doras used to give money and there is no proper accounting. Because of their ignorance, they simply give their thumb impression on certain paper and that will be there in his birwa or almirah, and no one knows what is the interest, what is it. Whenever you ask, if this fellow says that still you are indebted to me, so this fellow dies and his children and children's children will also be forced to render free service for sake of this loan. This loan could never be recovered. This loan could never be repaid. For generations together, these people are compelled to render free services because of the loan taken by their forefathers. That condition is known as bonded labor. So we have a famous song in Telangana that is about child labor. Na chitti chetulu chakkat ratru. That fellow is basically a bonded laborer. That boy, he was compelled to render free service in the house of Doras because of the loan taken by his father or forefathers. So bonded laborers, that is locally known as bagela. What is this Nagu? Nagu is a unique loan institution that was there in Telangana only. It is a kind of grain loan. In the beginning of the year, you take 2 bags of rice from Dora, you are supposed to pay with 4 bags of rice at the end of the year. That is 100% interest in kind, not in cash. That's why it is known as grain loan. This grain loan is known as Nagu. In Telangana, it is known as Nagu. Dhanyapu Oddi antar Telugu. It was a kind of grain loan. So 100% interest. What is Nazrana? What is Nazrana? Nazrana is nothing but a gift. So people are supposed to give all kinds of Nazranas to the Doras. There might not be any reason also. Simply he will out of the blue ask for something. If Kurmas or Gollas are there, they have to give their livestock as gifts. Suddenly some officer comes to the house of one Dora from Hyderabad. Some officer comes and he arranges a party and he informs the local Golla or Kurma, send one lamb as Nazrana. Or if you want to revive your rent for the land, you are basically majority of the population of Telangana are tenants at will. They are tenants only. So if your tenant wants to revive, again you want to cultivate the land, he wants to give certain, he was supposed to offer certain Nazrana to the landlord each year at the beginning of the agricultural year. Agricultural season, that is Nazrana. All kinds of free gifts were forcibly taken by the Doras. What is this Adapapa system? What is this Adapapa system? In Adapapa system, when an upper caste girl is married off, so these people in Telugu states, they used to send certain gifts along with that bride, that is known as Sare. So we send double cards, fridges, different kinds of things are there, jewelry and everything is going. Apart from all these things, they will send a girl from low caste also as a servant to the house of the in-laws of this newly married bride. This girl is invariably from a low caste. That girl is known as Adapapa. That girl will be completely exploited by the members of the in-laws of that particular bride. She was supposed to render all kinds of services. She was sexually exploited also. So very, very brutal system. That is known as Adapapa system. So all these kinds of social evils are very unique to Telangana compared to Andhra and Rayalaseema. Because of the socio-religious reform movements and English education system, there were so many developments in Andhra and Rayalaseema. That was not the case with Telangana. Telangana social backwardness is totally different from the other backwardness that is evident in Andhra and Rayalaseema. So because of all these things only, Telangana had got its own unique identity. It had own festivals, it had got its own problems. So because of all these things only, there is no emotional bonding between Andhra, Rayalaseema and Telangana people. What is the basis for any bond? If you have a common interest, there is every possibility that you will strike a bond with your fellow. There is no commonality of interest, there is no possibility of bonding. People who are not getting scholarships, they form into organization, they go to secretariat and they organize an agitation because they share a common grievance. There is nothing to share between Andhra, Rayalaseema people on one hand and Telangana people on the other hand. We have our own different unique set of problems which are not there, which are not shared by the people of Andhra and Rayalaseema. They don't understand the problems of Telangana because they don't know those problems. Because of all these things only, Telangana had got its own unique identity. Because of this unique identity only, Telangana is totally different from other Telugu areas. So when Andhra and Telangana were merged in 1956, against the wishes of Telangana people, so it is like unequal merger. Many scholars commented it as unequal merger. What is this unequal merger? It is not merger between equal partners. One is very strong and one is physically handicapped, and both are supposed to stay together. There is every possibility that the strong man will oppress the physically handicapped person. So Telangana was handicapped in so many aspects because of social backwardness, because of the educational backwardness. Those people were politically advanced because of the British India. It is not because of the weakness of the character of Telangana people. It is because of certain historical reasons only. Telangana was lagging behind Andhra and Rayalaseema in certain spheres like political education, and modern education. Politically, they were very, very mature. They were exposed to council politics since the Acts of 1858, Act of 1860, Minto Marler reforms, Montague reforms. You must have heard all those reforms. Those reforms were exposed to them. They were contesting elections. They were entering the legislative councils. They know what is modern politics. Here, there is no possibility of knowing modern politics because there were no Minto Marler reforms, Montague in Telangana. So politically, they were very, very advanced. They know how to create lobbying. They know everything. These people don't know because of the feudal setup. There were no political freedoms in Nizam kingdom. And educationally speaking, they were highly advanced. Except the city of Hyderabad, there were no educational facilities in interior Telangana under the Subsidiaries. That was not the case with Andhra and Rayalaseema. Because of the Christian missionary activity, Andhra and Rayalaseema was highly developed in terms of education compared to Telangana. So in combined state of Andhra Pradesh, it was an unequal merger. It was capitalist, this is feudal, this is modern, this is medievalism is there. In so many aspects, Telangana was lagging behind Andhra. Of course, in terms of industry and other aspects, it was marching ahead. That is a totally different thing. So because of these advancements of political and educational spheres, there is every possibility that these people will exploit these people. That's why in Nizamabad, Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister, he commented that the formation of Andhra Pradesh is like marrying of an innocent girl to a naughty boy. That was the comment made by Jawaharlal Nehru. In Nizamabad, he commented that formation of Andhra Pradesh is like marrying of an innocent girl to a naughty boy. Who is that innocent girl? That innocent girl is Telangana. That naughty boy is, he knows the naughtiness of the Andhra politicians. He knows Tangduri Prakasham, he knows Rajaji, he knows everyone, Nugrala, he knows those people very closely because they were his colleagues in Congress politics. And he knows also the backwardness of princely kingdoms. So what was the attitude of Indian National Congress regarding princely India? Indian National Congress never touched princely states until 1937. That was the policy of Indian National Congress. Freedom movement is not to touch princely India until 1937. Indian National Congress was active since 1885. So until 1937, Congress officially distanced itself from the princely kingdoms. Only in 1937 only, Congress changed its policy and it commented that even the political movements could also be spread to princely areas also. So there was a political lag between princely India and British India. Telangana was part of princely India and Andhra and Rayalaseema was part of British India. That's why that merger is known as unequal merger. In terms of industry, Telangana was highly developed. Andhra area was backward. There are only one or two jute mills and textile mills. Here we come across hundreds of industrial establishments during the reigns of especially 6th Nizam and 7th Nizam. VST, it is very nearby we come across VST. That was founded in 1930s itself. Jinda Tilismat. There was DBR mills in Lower Tank, but now it is no more. That area is there, no DBR mills is there, Lower Tank Band. That was a huge textile mill in those days. So hundreds of industrial establishments are there, but there were no industrial development. Because in those days for industrial development, what was the most important fuel? Coal. Even for electricity also coal is required. Andhra area was not having coal. Telangana was rich in coal and iron. So there is no future also in terms of industrial development for Andhra state. If it is set separately, it will never develop industrial. Telangana was developed industrially because of the active policies of the Nizams, 6th and 7th Nizams. Apart from that, it was rich in mineral resources. Andhra was not having those fuels which are very essential for the industrial development. Because of all these things only, there is no match between Andhra and Telangana areas. That's why these people are calling it as unequal merger. The formation of Andhra Pradesh is a case of unequal merger. Because of all these things, this is an unequal merger. And they promised so many things in the device of gentleman's agreement. So each and every clause of gentleman's agreement was completely violated by the Andhra politicians from day one. Starting from the first Chief Minister Neelam Sanjeev Reddy until the last Chief Minister Kiran Kumar Reddy. They were always violating all the promises that were made to the Telangana people on the eve of 1956. So time and again they were brutally violating all kinds of promises that were made to the Telangana people. Because of those violations only, because of the sense of betrayal only, Telangana people organized themselves and agitated for the separate state of Telangana. So this is about the historical background for the movement, and we will discuss other things tomorrow also. We will follow a particular method from tomorrow onwards. So I will explain a particular component of the syllabus, and later I will give notes to you so that you will dictate, you will write everything, and then again I will go for the next component. So that was how we are planning here. Okay, you don't worry. This is because of the inaugural session. I was in a kind of an extempore mode. I was trying to give a bird's eye view of the syllabus or the need for the syllabus. From tomorrow onwards, we will have a detailed notes.